Hi, this is Molly with Molly Key Creates and Starry Night Creations. Thanks for joining me tonight. I wanted to do a live to show you the supply tracker for paper crafters. This is a new Notion template that I just released. And so I wanted to give you a walkthrough because I'm sure a lot of people have not heard of Notion. And I just wanted to answer any questions you may have. So if you're joining me, please make sure that you are logged into StreamYard so I can see your questions. And so I wanted to get going. So this is the supply tracker. This is what it looks like. So this is the template that you get. Now you have to add your supplies to the supply tracker. So a typical, when you get it, these are the categories of supplies. You can click on these and they're going to be empty. So you can click on the new button to add a new one. This is your breadcrumbs up here. So it always takes you back to the home page or to the directory. The directory page is going to bring you back to the category. So this gives you a focused view of what you have in each of these categories. It's also a nice way of adding them because you could grab a stack of stamps and enter them all in at one time. There's also, this is the dashboard. And on the dashboard, you can just type in a list here if there are things you want to make. Birthday card for mom. And then once you get it done, you can check it off. You can also, you see these 6 dots, like when you hover over to the left of it, click on those dots and you can delete it once it's done. You can hit enter. So once you type one in, you could say, create birthday card, make Christmas present for sister, and then just to hit enter and you get the next one. So that's fairly easy. The wish list is something I'm going to show you. This is auto-populated from when you're entering in the supplies. Here you have the navigation. And so this supply listing brings you to this page that has different views. The main one is the all supplies, which is a table. So this table is going to show you all of the supplies that you have in all of the different categories. So here's your product type. This is the categories that it's divided into. You also have other views where you can do the gallery view where you're going to see images of everything. You can just focus on dies or embossing folders. I don't have anything in inks yet. Markers, the paper collections. And then here it says 4 more. You can click on that and you get a list of, you can look at the stamps. So this gives you a focus view where the all supplies is going to show you everything in a table format. Then we also have under navigation, we have collections. So if you get markers that are in a collection, you can link them all here. Like for instance, the Olo markers. Here is the autumn collection. I click on that and I get a listing right here of all of the markers. And if I wanted to go to one, all I have to do is click on it. It's going to bring me to that page. And then I can click on the collection to go back to the collection. You can add images. And so this is a great way to see what you have, what comes together in a set. So I don't store my markers in a box. I actually threw all of them away and I have all of my markers in one bin together. And so, but this way I know that if I wanted to look at the autumn collection and know which colors they put together, I can just go here and look in the collections. The collections isn't just for markers. You can also use it for stamps and dies. So right here, the How You Bean, I haven't added any images with that, but there is a How You Bean stamp and die collection from Lawn Fawn. So here I can add Lawn Fawn. And this is going to be dies. And then here I have some drop downs, but I don't have stamps added. So I can just type stamps and then click create. And now I have stamps added to the list. Now, whenever I go to look at the list, stamps are added. If you want to alphabetize them, you just click on the 6 dots and put them in the right order. And that's true for any of these that have this 3 dot or the 3 lines and the dots. Those are multiple select is what that means. And then you can add them at any time. Click off of it to close the page. And let's go back to the supply tracker. And then we have the directory page. I also have a class that I set up. So I'm not going to just give you the template and say, have fun. You're on your own. So this, it's in the template that I have, but I didn't add it to mine. There is a link to the class. I'm going to show you the class quick. Great. I don't have permission to enter the class that I created. Okay. So maybe I won't be showing that to you. Let's see if I can get signed in quick. And let me just look at my phone to get the code. Okay, so now when we go to the class, it's going to, the first thing is how to access the template, and you need a Notion account. And then you can click here to access the supply tracker template. You click on that, you're going to see this template. And it looks like you're ready to go, but this is not, you're not quite ready yet. But all you have to do is go up here to this, to the upper right corner where it says duplicate. Click on duplicate. It's going to open up, it's going to save a copy of it to your Notion account. So that's how you get it to your account, and then you'll be able to use it. And see here, this is the one that you'll get access to, and it has the link to the class, and you do get the login when you register for the class. You will, if you register through, you're either going to get a PDF that gives you access to the class, or you're going to automatically be enrolled in the class. It just depends on how you purchase the template through. Okay, so let's go back to the supply tracker, and I wanted to show you how to add an item. So I have the Pink Fresh, it's the detail leaf stamp and die set. So I can either do it under supply listing, and then I can go up here to new, or I can scroll down to the bottom, which is going to get fairly sizable, depending upon how many supplies you have, and click new. Either way, they both do the same thing. It's easier to do it up here on new. And then I'm just going to type in detailed leaf. This is a stamp and die combo. I mean, there's like a coordinating die. I'm not really going to add it to a collection because it's really just the stamp and the coordinating die. If it was something like the How You Bean, where they have a jar and then they have bean, there's a second stamp and die set for beans. There's one of strawberries. They've added several to it. That's more of a collection. However, with this template, you can do it however you want. So if you want to consider that a collection, that's fine. Under company, I have added several companies for you. So I'm going to select, oh, this wasn't a lot of fun. This is Pink Fresh. Again, if you want to add one, if one isn't there, you would just start typing it in. And even to search for one, you could start typing in pink and it comes up Pink Fresh. Now the key category, the whole reason I developed this template was to figure out a way of how to store my stamps and dies so I could find them. So the key category is the main category that it's stored under. So this one is stored under, so I have florals and I have outdoor. Now again, you can add whatever categories you want. I'm going to put this under florals. It's really not a floral, but it's kind of nature and it's a leaf. Oversized, some stamps are larger and don't fit into the storage that I have set up. So I would click that to know that it's in my secondary bin. Product type. This is a die, and I also have the stamp. Tags. Now the tags is anything you could search for it. So I'm going to enter floral because that's what I saved it as. Oh. And of course, this happens when I live it. When I'm live, it never happens when I'm just working in it. Okay, and when you get like the half page, you can click here on the diagonal and it'll open up to a full page. Okay, so I'm going to add floral. I'm going to add leaf. I have leaves. And then I'm also going to add, do I have a nature? I don't have nature, but I'm going to add nature. And then the size is more for paper. I also use it for embossing folders, which I'll show you. I do have some sizes in there, but for stamps and dies, I don't really do much with that. The same thing for subtype. That's for paper packs, for ink pads. When you add a paper pack, you can add the different embellishments that you have for it. Ink pads, whether you have a full size, a mini, whether it's pigment reactive, whether you have the re-inker. You could do whether it's a layered stamp or a layered stencil, nesting rub-ons. So you could add whatever subtypes you want to it, but that's kind of what that is. It's like, let's go with the main the main item, and then we can use subtypes to break it up. This wish list is what I said before. If you check this, it will show up under that little section on the main page, and I'll show you that in a second. And say that you had the stamp set, but you wanted the die. So you could click wish list, and then under notes, just type need die. Now sentiments. I have, well, on your template, it's going to be blank, but you can type in whatever sentiments are on here so that you can easily search for it. So you could filter to like just birthday and see all of the birthday sentiments. And then you can click on one and know which die set or stamp set it goes with. So this one, it has believe in yourself. And then you just hit enter. It has celebrate. The whole saying is there's always a reason to celebrate. I'm just going to put celebrate. Maybe I will type in there is always a reason to celebrate. And then I'm going to cross off the let's celebrate because that was already in there. You're the reason I'm smiling. And then you just hit enter. And then one more, life is beautiful. So now when you're looking at the stamp and die set, you know what sentiments are on here. So you don't have to guess or go and pull it out. Now here is, under this, you can add whatever you want. You could start typing, you could add any comments, any notes, but this is where you can also add images. So I'm going to try to do a split screen here. And going to, I should have had this set up before, but I'm going to go to the Starry Night site because I'm pretty sure I have this one in stock. Detailed leaf. Okay, so now, and you can also see that there's also the hot foil plate. So I could add, if I have the hot foil plate or if I wanted the hot foil plate, I can make a note. Same thing with the stencil, and I could add up here, stencil, hot foil plate, so that you have one file and you know exactly what you have for each of them. But now to add an image, let's start with the stamp set. Now I know with my site, and this is kind of like a trial thing, that I can't grab the image and drag it over. But if it has the thumbnails, I can click on the thumbnail and drag it over. And whatever image is right here is the image that's going to show up in the gallery view. I can grab multiple images. Now, I also know that on some websites, you can grab the big one, on the big image, and drag it and drop it. On other sites, there's a button where you can enlarge the image and then you can drag and drop it. And then you can also do, let me see if I can. So now I clicked on the image, did copy image, and I can come over here and paste it. Okay, it's not going to work that way, but if I do the Control V, it'll show up. So there are multiple ways of getting images. And then I also, in this case where there are multiple items and say that I had all of them, let's go back to detailed leaf. I have the die, so I'm going to also grab the die and I'm going to drag that image, and you see where that blue line went? That's where the image shows up. So you can rearrange photos. Like I can move these so that they're side by side. I'm going to close out of that for now. But that is how easy it is to add an image. The other thing you can do if all of those other ways aren't working, if I search for Clipper, I have it saved on my computer, but you can get the snipping tool. And with this tool, you just go to New, and then you just drag it over the image, whatever the image is. Then I have to click on it again, but I can go up here to save it. And let's just say supply tracker demo. Now what I can do, and I can do this for any image, whether I clipped it or not, when you're click at the bottom and you get this, you see this, the slash. If you hit the slash, you get this blocks. Notion is made up of blocks. And so you can keep scrolling down until you see image. You could also start typing image. Now I can go and upload the file. And now you can see like everything that's on my computer, which is going to be kind of scary. Pictures, screenshots. So you just go to where it's saved and supply tracker demo, there's the image, and then you hit open. So any picture, so you could just take a snapshot of a card. If you're in a store and you see a card, you can just do a snapshot of it, and then you can grab it from your computer, well, your phone, you can download it to the computer and add it. You can also add it from the Notion. There is an app, so you can actually do it directly from your phone too. Same thing with like you see something on Pinterest, you can save it and you can either drag it, you can save it to your desktop, save it to the computer and put it in there. So this way you're also developing a inspiration guide of when you want to use this. Now I have this one in there twice, so I'm just going to click on, when you're hover over the image, these three dots, I'm going to hit delete, and that's how you get rid of something. So now if I go back to the supply listing, we added the detailed leaf. I had sorted this. So if you just click on item, you can do sort ascending, sort descending. Do that for any of the columns. So you could do product type, sort ascending, and then you're going to get them in order. And the order is going to be, it may not be alphabetical order. It's going to be whatever this order is in. And if you want to change the order, you just drag and drop. Now, if we go to the gallery view, now you see the image of the detailed leaf. So that is the basics of how to add a product. The other thing is that I wanted to show you is the way to think of Notion is it's one big table, and then these are different views of the table. So I can click here and see embossing folders. So I don't have that many embossing folders. I did add images for each one, so now I can just kind of scroll through. You can also change the view. And over here, the three dots, you click on the three dots, and you see where it says properties. These are the ones shown. These are not shown. So I can click on this, and now the company shows up. The thing that I was going to change about this view is I don't think I need the size on it. Like I can tell from the pictures whether it's the bigger one or not. So I'm just going to click on that, and now I change the view. These I did not put a key category for those. But like I said, you can click on, you can see what tags are associated with them. And then, so that is the view from the directory or from the supply listing. Now, when you go here, think of these as each a page that's linked to that category. So you click on embossing folder, Here you can create a notes list or to-do list. You still have the view of each one. And these have whether they're 3D or not. Again, you can come over here and change the properties of what's shown. This one's subtype is shown, and that one doesn't really, I guess that does pertain to it. Some of them are 3D and some of them are standard. The key category doesn't pertain to that one. So that is how you can change up how you view it. The other thing to note is if you go here to layout gallery, you can also right here fit image. If you don't do that, it's going to be a bigger image, but part of it's going to be cut off. So some people might like that. You have this reposition. You can also click and drag. I do like the under gallery fit image. And then, so each of these has, again, open to the full page. So each of these has a, has its own dedicated category. So it's a more focused view. So if you're just looking for markers, go to markers and it's already filtered for you. You can scroll down and see the colors. Now there are multiple ways of adding a product. I showed you how to do it from the supply listing. I have another stamp set here, stamp and die set. We're going to add them from the die. So again, I'm going to open this up. So now you're in the gallery view, and I'm just going to scroll down. Again, you can click on new up here. You can also scroll there at the bottom and it says new. So this one is, I think it's called, it's a Catherine Pooler set, Because Trees it's called. So start typing in, and you can hit tab to get to the next one. And again, this is just a stamp with a coordinating die set. It's really not a collection. This is Catherine Pooler. And the key category, now this is trees. I guess I could put it under floral, or else I could do an outdoors travel. I think this is going to be more outdoors. And this is kind of why I did this, is because stamps and dies can be multiple categories, because they're not just, you know, trees could be nature, they could be outdoors. You have the sentiments on there. Do you put it under birthday, or like this one has a thinking of you sentiment? It's just an easier way of finding what you have. So here under tags, I'm going to put down tree. And then I'm also going to type in, well, scroll down to have nature. Now I added nature with the last one, so it's going to wind up at the bottom. I can click and drag it so that it's in alphabetical order. And because I entered this under the dies, it's automatically going to fill in the product type of dies. I'm going to click on that because there's also a stamp set. But say that you were entering in, say it was a hot foil plate and you don't have the die, but you're in the dies, you can click on hot foil plate and just click dies, and it's not going to show up there. So it's very forgiving. Excuse me. Again, the size isn't going to matter. Subtype's not going to matter. Now for the sentiments, this has thinking of you. And at first it's going to be typing in a lot of sentiments, but some of them are going to start duplicating. Lots of love. I've showed you how to add images, so I'm not going to take the time to do that, but I'm going to click out and show you that here. It shows up here. And then if we go to stamps, it shows up under stamps too. Right there is the because trees. So we added it under the dies. It's going to show up in both because we changed that product type. One other thing I want to show you about the tracker is, let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go to the supply listing. So we can do this from, click on all supplies, and then you can do a filter. So let's say you need to make a birthday card, but you're not sure, you need to make a birthday card, but you're not quite sure what you want to make it or what supplies you want to use. So you can go to filter, and let's filter by tags, and you can start typing in one, and you can also select multiple tags, but let's just say birthday. I didn't mean to click on that one. So those are the birthday ones that I've entered. Now, to get rid of the filter, go up here, click on, so I just clicked on it, click on these 3 dots and delete filter. But let's go to gallery. This is a little bit easier to show you. And again, just click on filter, add filter, and actually I had the filter on for tags. Let's see what we get for love. We just get that one. Actually, let's do, instead of tags, let's add a filter for the sentiments and type in birthday. So now I have these 3 different ones. And now I can say, oh, how you been? Which sentiment does that have? It says happy birthday. And then it also says, you are so very awesome. You're such a sweet friend. And then I can say, oh, how would I use this as a birthday card? Well, I added some images. Say, huh. Or you could just go back to the next one and say, maybe not that one, but maybe I'll do the hot foil plate. And again, here are some images that I grabbed off of the internet when I set it up. Same thing with the many birthdays. So this is just an easy way of scrolling through, of viewing the supplies. And just think of it, if I actually had all of mine entered, the page would be full of different birthday ones. But it makes it easy to sort your supplies when you're looking for something specific. Say you need a hooray. Okay, well, that's on the many birthday set. I mean, would you think of looking on a birthday set for the word hooray? So it's just a way of easily being able to see the supplies at once and then filtering to what you need. And now, and again, you can also delete the filter so you can see what you need and then easily find it, because now you know what the category of where you have it stored. And I do know that some people like to store them by the company. And so you have the company here, and then you can have the key category as the sub filing. On this table, you can drag and drop anything however you want the columns to be. So Notion is very forgiving. It's easily customizable. And then just to go back to one thing on that, when I set up the detailed leaf, I clicked wish list. Here it is. It's showing up under wish list, so I can click on it. And under the notes, need die. Once I get the die, I can click on it and you see it disappeared. I can delete the note. So that is an introduction to the supply tracker. It's a pretty thorough walkthrough of how to use it, how to add supplies to it. Paper collections. I've only added one, but on the view, I have these subtypes added. So here I know that it's the fall is the main category. And then the other products I have in this collection would be the rub-ons, the decorative brads, chipboard, and the die cuts ephemera. And then again, you can drag and drop the images. If you want them all in a row, if you want them stacked. So it's really a fun way of playing around with your supplies. It's a good way to get organized, to know what you have. And then it's also a great way to just be able to, when you're looking for the product that you need, or you're looking for something specific to make, and you don't feel like going through all of your stamps and dies or trying to figure out which marker you have or what color goes with something, you can just click on markers to see the ones that you have. Click on the stamps. You can filter it. So I hope that gives you a better idea of how to use the supply tracker. The supply tracker is at an introductory price for this week only of $5. It's normally going to be $19. Most likely you'll see it for about $9, but even at the $5 price, that's a pretty big savings, and it's a great way to get introduced to it. The one thing I want to mention is about images. You need the free version to get started. You may need to upgrade to a paid version if you want to use the images. There is a limit, but Notion tells you you can add quite a few images before you get the warning from Notion. But the other thing I wanted to point out is if you didn't want to do images, like here's all the images for the embossing folders, you can change the view. And so layout, so this is the gallery layout. Here it says card preview. You could say none. And so here you're not relying on the images, but it gives you just more of like a card look at what you have. So that's an easier way. And let's do that also let's do stamps. And so again, it starts out in the gallery view. So let's go here and change the layout. So the card preview is none. But then you could also add, can go up here. Let's do properties and let's see. Let's add, I can't add all of the sentiments. I was hoping that the properties would show up. If I click on, so that would start giving you the sentiments. Again, some of them it's only gonna show so many of them. So that might not be the best solution. But I just wanted to show you a couple there. If you click on wrap properties, you can see all the sentiments. Again, you can also filter to it, but this is a quick way. If you don't want to go the route of doing the images, you can take the image off of the view, just show the title. You can view the sentiments. You can view the property if you want the sentiments. You can also look at the tags so that you can change up the view. So it says clean or as much information as you want. So I hope that this makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at molly@mollyqcreates.com. And I will put a link. I will drop a link to this. There was a post that has the link to the template. And if you have any questions about the template, please feel free to reach out to me or put a message on the Facebook page under this post or under the live or under the post about it. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.